Right guys, so it's quite fitting for today that I want to do a video talking to you about training in peak week and training in prep in general. So before I get stuck into today's video, please subscribe to the channel, support me, show us some love, and make sure that you hit the like button. Now, let's get stuck into the video and get into the nitty-gritty of training in prep. The biggest mistake I see people make, and that's mistake number one, is increasing training volume as carbohydrates and food comes down. People often go into the gym trying to chase a pump. The worst thing you can ever do in a calorie deficit is try and chase a pump when you don't have the food facilitating it. So as you come down and as you get leaner, it's normal for you to not get as much of a pump as you would in off season. However, your priority is upholding your strength in the gym. This may mean having to lower your training volume down, not increase it. And this is where most people actually get it wrong and have a bit of a backward mindset. They start to increase the training volume, trying to chase a pump that's just not going to happen. And this is something that can actually cost you a lot of muscle during prep, because you need to make sure that your training matches your recovery capabilities. So as you come down and as you get leaner, as you eat less, your training recoverability actually decreases. So in line with that, your training volume may need to come down. So the first thing I would do is remove any set extensions. So any drop sets, any rest pause sets, or any sets past failure that I actually do, I would remove them immediately upon starting your deficit. That in itself, if you are a very, very hard trainer, majority of you are guys, if you are watching this channel, I know you will be, that is the first thing I would do. That in itself will actually indirectly decrease your training volume overall, bringing down some of the stresses that will inevitably be placed on your physique. And one thing to understand is if you train too hard and you're constantly doing more than you should be, you are going to be in a very fatigued state. And the more fatigued you are, the more your body will actually fight back when it comes to fat loss or muscle gain. So this brings me on to mistake number two, is not managing fatigue effectively and not actually taking deloads in a contest prep. And this is when most people take the hardcore mindset and, rest from the dead. Quite in fact, you will probably need a rest and you will feel like death in a contest prep. And the best thing that you can do is somewhat pre-anticipate and plan your deloads in a contest prep. So let's say you have a 20-week contest prep planned. During that time, I would expect someone that trains very, very hard to have to take 3 deloads. So that is something that I would set as an expectation for someone that trains extremely hard. You train hard, you want to keep all your muscle there, you will need to deload in a contest prep. So during prep, again, you need to accept that doing a little bit less is actually going to lead to better results and lead to better outcomes and more muscle as you actually step on stage. Secondly, you need to accept that drop sets and trying to chase a pump is not going to happen. You will have to get flat and you will have to make sure that you are not just doing extra work for the sake of doing work. And the biggest thing I want you to all to focus on is chasing quality over quantity. If it means doing 1 set and not doing 2 sets, but you are going to be staying stronger within that set and matching the same loading as you would in an off season throughout your entire prep, you're better off just doing a single set. And this is where a lot of my training actually comes down to 2 or 1 working sets across my compound work, because again, my priority is upholding that training performance, which is going to actually force that muscle to stay there. Now, an age-old saying that I absolutely love is, what built the muscle tissue will actually hold it there. That could not be any more truth than I could say it. So your priority in a contest prep is to always make sure that you uphold your training performance. You do not fall into the habit of just doing more and wasting energy. Now, when it comes to your training in peak week, it should mimic your deload training. So your training volume will actually come down alongside of your training intensity. Peak week or a deload week is not a week where you want to go into the gym and battle. That is a week where you actively want to make sure that your body gets fresh and you drop the fatigue that has been accumulated throughout the entire prep. Yes, as you get leaner, as you go for a prep, your body gets tired. Now, a tired physique is not going to be the best physique on stage. A tired physique will not be able to fill up properly when you try to carb load, and a tired physique will not actually get dry or lean enough. So you have to get the balance right of working hard enough, working extremely hard to get the desired results, but without killing yourself and pushing yourself into the ground. So as an example, during peak week, your training volume alongside of your training intensity should come down appropriately, leaving 2 to 3 reps in the tank. So basically, as you go into the sets, the second the reps start to get hard and you have to grip your teeth, and the velocity and speed of the bar or the machine slows down, that is when I would favor you actually stopping these reps and not actually taking it to true failure. If you want to see an example, then you will watch one of my videos from a peak week training, either the upper session that I did at home, which was the last session at home base, or the pull day / arm day, whatever you want to call it, the last session before the show. And you'll see an example of me still putting productive sets in, but not sets that are going to overly stimulate the muscle or break down the muscle tissue to a large degree, leaving me fatigued. The goal of that week is making sure that we get the body fresh, ready for the carb load, ready for stepping on stage, with no soreness, no DOMs, and hopefully dropping off a little bit of that pressure that has been accumulated throughout entire prep. So guys, this is an overview of prep training and what mistakes you could be making in contest prep that cost you bringing your absolute best to the stage. Any questions, guys, fire them down below. Anything that you struggle with or something that may apply to you, obviously comment down below, and I'm willing to always give you a helping hand. Any questions will always be answered. So guys, thank you so much. Please like, share, subscribe, support the channel. Much love, peace out, and take care for now.